Good morning, everybody. Happy Thursday, and welcome back to Livity's daily live sessions throughout January in 2024. So, today I'm going to build upon this session from yesterday, where I was providing you some very basic, foundational, yet extremely important information all around emotional intelligence. And today I'm going to share with you five very critical strategies on how emotionally intelligent leaders actually navigate stress and everyday life as such. So, I will also give you a quick recap about yesterday because that session was so extremely important. But before we go there, for those of you who don't know me yet, my name is Sylvia Vitos. I'm leadership well-being coach and consultant, founder of Livity, and I help corporate senior leaders and executives find that balance inside out so they too can live a happier and healthier life. And I do that by tapping into a holistic approach, talking about mindset, physical health, emotional well being, and the spiritual aspect as well. So, welcome back today again. And continuing on yesterday's session, let's just recap what all has been shared so you can go back and just watch the replay from that live where I was explaining what is emotional intelligence and what are emotions in general. And I told you about in just keywords to sum it up, that emotional intelligence is really that skill and capability that we can understand and recognize our own emotions, then we can learn to manage those emotions effectively and also to better understand and relate to the emotions of others. So that's emotional intelligence about in a nutshell. Now, I also gave you a quite detailed explanation about how emotions develop in our human body as such. So, how everything around us is just noise, and as a response to that noise, we create those thoughts, those 60 to 70,000 thoughts every single day. And whichever of those thoughts we choose to validate, which is a very important aspect, explained it yesterday, that with this choice, we really have an option here and we can get a control over what are the thoughts we want to think and validate, which will then create some kind of a sensation in our body. That's how feelings come to stand. And then based on those feelings, our approach will be either more of the arrogance or more of the humility side. And that will define our the behavior, whether we react or respond in any given situation. And then that will certainly have a great deal of impact on the outcome, whether it's a desired or an undesired outcome in any event or situation. We are going through this cycle thousands of times every single day. Then I provided you some interesting data on how emotional intelligence is so incredibly important and gave you some comparison, so to say, with the IQ as such. And then I shared with you the four core components with description, four core components of emotional intelligence. And these are self awareness, self management, social awareness, and relationship management. So, all these round up emotional intelligence. So, today I'm really excited to translate all these emotional intelligence theories into leadership language and leadership skills and practical activities that can greatly help you better understand what's going on in your life, in your journey. So here are the five strategies. Number one is, as always, and that's also the base of any kind of change we might desire in our life, that's self-awareness and reflection. So emotionally intelligent leaders, they do practice self-awareness by regularly reflecting on their thoughts, emotions, and actions. Why we need to use the power of reflection? If you follow me for a while, you will know that I keep repeating that 95% of the time we are running out of the automated subconscious programming, and we only have that 5% of conscious awareness, which you can utilize for self-reflection. And as I usually say, to just put the spotlight on the subconscious to understand what's going on in our programming. And then we have the possibility to take responsibility and be in charge of a decision whether or not we want to do something about it. But reflection is a very, very powerful tool. You can do it by small journaling exercises in the morning, in the evening, even throughout the day, having some reminders depending on what are the specific things you really want to better understand in your life. And make sure to just regularly, consciously check in with with yourself, with your thoughts, with your emotions, and the actions that you are taking, because we like to believe that we are so super aware of everything that we do. And unfortunately, the truth is that we are not. So, again, using that self reflection will just allow you to identify areas for improvement. And you can also just adapt your responses to be able to better handle stress overall. So, to give you an example, a very simple exercise like a short reflection every day in the evening, where you just write down one thing that went really well that day, that you can be super proud of yourself. It will really amplify that feeling great about who I am, and just reaffirming my capabilities and strengths and qualities that I bring to this world. It really helps and even contributes to a good night's sleep. So, all these little efforts and actions are, by the way, intertwined all across the spectrum of well being. Now, so again, the first strategy is self-awareness and reflection. Now, coming to the second one, which if you have seen my yesterday's session, if not, you can go back, watch it again. I mentioned about it, that this has been found by studies to be one of the most critical leadership skills, and that is empathy. So empathy is a super crucial component here, because emotionally intelligent leaders, again, they have that capability to put themselves into the shoes of their team members or to anyone else, and they can better understand their concerns and challenges. To give you an example, let's say you have a team member who is struggling to meet deadline due to some personal issues. Now, an empathetic leader will take the time to listen and understand what's going on in the person's life and in what way he or she could provide some kind of support and flexibility to help this team member manage their stress and responsibilities as well. A less emotionally intelligent leader may not even ask a single question about what's really happening or be interested in that. The person would only be so obsessed about that deadline and it must be met, and doesn't care how it really will get done, and that can create a lot of friction and a lot of conflict and a fairly toxic environment as well. So empathy is an extremely important one, and therefore this is also an entire slice of my coaching cake, if you like, a healthy version of it, because it is really something that we can very well utilize in our leadership position and in our everyday life as well. Now, the third strategy I'd like to offer you today is assertive communication. And communication is usually the root cause, or lack thereof, the root cause of all kind of misunderstandings, misconceptions, conflicts, and all kind of issues that are going on in a corporate dynamic and in everywhere in life. So again, those leaders who are emotionally intelligent, they will they will learn or adopt this skill of assertive communication that will really allow them to express their thoughts and feelings openly, while at the same time they also maintain respect for others. And I think this is just such an important one. Respect is also one of my personal core value that drives my everyday behavior and actions. So if leaders can really just articulate their needs and expectations, it just right away reducing the potential for the misunderstanding and for the unwanted stress in any environment. So what could be an example for assertive communication? One example I like to share here, and everybody can relate to it, is team meetings, right? We are back to team meetings time, also in the in-person team meetings time. And let's say one of your team member is regularly coming late, which just frustrates you because time is one of your personal core values. So you know exactly that if I'm not 5 minutes early, then actually I'm late. And for you, it's a very important aspect, which if people come late, you receive it as lack of respect. So you get frustrated and annoyed about when your team member is coming to the meeting late all the time. So there are options, of course, how you can communicate about it if you choose to do so at all. Emotionally less intelligent leader could start shouting, don't you know that the meeting starts at 11 and it's already 10 past 11? Could you just make sure that you come on time? Like very unfriendly, very attacking way, which again just creates that toxic environment and nobody feels great about it, including the leader. Now, an emotionally intelligent leader who adopted the skill of assertive communication will have a different approach. First of all, the approach would always start with me, I, an I statement. So the attacking part is right away just taken out of it. So you would say something like, I have noticed that for the last couple of meetings you arrived late, and I understand that things might be going on, but would you mind just considering being on time? Because, time is something really important for me, and I want to respect everyone's time, and it would really help me if you respected my time as well, because it just makes me feel really frustrated and it doesn't help any of us. Would it be okay that you come on time from the next meeting on? Who can say no to this? And what a nice, friendly invitation. Probably the person will even apologize and actively participate without having this wall pulled up straight from the beginning of the meeting. So, see the difference? This is how emotional intelligence really serves us extremely well. And to repeat again, this is a skill that can be learned. Now, the fourth strategy I'd like to offer you today is building resilience. So again, an emotionally intelligent leader is going to build his or her resilience by cultivating growth mindset. Growth mindset versus fixed mindset. I will have probably another session on that to go deeper into what does that mean. But in a nutshell, it really is about everyday and lifelong learning, being open for new things, having that mindset of I don't know everything and I don't know what I don't know. So I'm continuously discovering the world and everything around me. They will be focusing on solutions and they will also learn from their experiences, learn from their failures and embrace them. So it will really help when you build your resilience. You can just navigate stressful situations so much more effectively. And then last but not least, the fifth strategy I'm offering you today is self-care and prioritizing self-care. It might sound weird, even, but let me tell you that emotionally intelligent leaders will recognize the importance of self care and they will prioritize their physical, mental, emotional well being overall. So they will also help them maintain the capacity of handling stress, like no doubt about it. And there is no excuse like I don't have time, I'm busy being busy, that's not the right time, maybe tomorrow, I'm fine, I don't need my self-care because I'm good. What really has to happen for you to recognize how important self-care is, and that this is actually a catalyst into any kind of activity that you do, it will catalyze your productivity immediately, and the time you take away from your work time, let's say if you tend to work 24/7, or the time you take away from your life in general for self-care, it really comes back 10x into your productivity because you will need so much less time for the same task to accomplish because your energy, your focus, everything will just be there in charge. So, these are the 5 strategies I really wanted to offer you in today's session. To quickly go through them again: self awareness and reflection, empathy, assertive communication, resilience, and prioritizing self-care. So I hope you can really take some of these with you. You take the opportunity to reflect on your own emotional intelligence scale and where do you stand and what could be your potential areas of improvement. And if you would like to find out more, if you would like to maybe even take an assessment or just a conversation around it and figure out where do you stand or where your team, let's say, stands on the emotional intelligence landscape, then send me a DM, connect with me, give me a call, and I will be more than happy to guide you through that process and bring you some great practical tools as well into the specific areas you may need personally or your team altogether to bring that emotional intelligence a level up so that you all can live in a much more mature environment with less toxicity, less conflicts, less misunderstandings, and create that workplace where it's just really a joy to work in, where people help and support each other, so show understanding for each other, because being in such an environment is really priceless. And the impact, by the way, goes straight away into your bottom line as well. So I hope you enjoyed today's session. Tomorrow I will be back again, as I was mentioning it throughout the week. It's all about stress and stress management. Tomorrow we will create our own personalized stress management toolkit. I will give you some really helpful tools and practices to do just that. So come back or listen to the recordings. If any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm here for you. Have a wonderful day ahead and see you back tomorrow. Bye for now.